There's something about chalk stream water in Hampshire. Look at that. How clean is that? Mind you, I'd like to see one water with some fish in it. So I'm going to set myself up with the Avon rods, 6 pound line, and I'm going to be fishing because I fancy perch on prawn. And allegedly there's some big perch, 1 or 2 big perch in here. I'm going to be drawing down here. I've already chucked a little bit of ground bait in. And just under the bush there I've tried. There's people fishing over the back behind the island, several guys around there. Going to give it a go, but this is the rig I've got. No early doors start for me. These guys probably been here since 7:30. It's now lunchtime. I've just turned up. So the rig I'm going to be using is just what we call a link ledger. Old school. Going to go old school. I fancy float fishing it, but something's telling me I'm going to get a better stamp of fish on the bottom. Just put that there for a second. Should be able to see it there. Can you see that, people? There's a link ledger. 2 swivels, one stops the other one there. Maybe up there you can see it. It slides down about 4 inches to a treble shot. Maybe a foot there to the hook, barbless, and the lightest bobbin I could find. Because, you know, it's a commercial water, it is fished obviously pretty hard. So I'm going to give it a go. I'm waiting actually for my sweet corn to thaw out. There's bits here that's thawed out, and obviously my prawns have only just come from the supermarket. Got the prawns. I'm going to try a piece of bread flake first. In real time. Who knows what we're going to get. Trying to get a session in here. Just going to flick it out there. Let it go down. There's been fish splashing out in the middle. So just going to tighten up there. Don't want to move it too much, he says. Christ. Oh, I had a bloody bite already, guys. That's ridiculous. That one pulled it through my fingers. Let's try this again. That's why I chuck the ground bait. Just to get that down a bit quicker. Now I'm going to need a heavier bobbin, I feel. I just put the reel on back wind here because I sort of don't trust it. So there's the bobbin. Get the second one fished, and I might bait up out here. I'll see what bites I get on the inside here. Because I've got the swim in here. I could do one on bread, one on sweet corn. I've got some luncheon meat. I can cube that up and throw it in as well. And I quite fancy the luncheon meat, I've got to be honest. Plenty of corn. Cheap as chipped sweet corn. But of course, there's a lot of small fish in here, so they're going to gobble that down pretty quickly. I've dropped a ball of ground bait and some sweet corn in here, just so you know. Right down there. Whether anything's going to come in later on in the afternoon and pick that up, I don't know. Second we're going to use, dead easy, main line, a hook, a BB shot, and a cube of luncheon meat. It's all to see what we're going to get. I push the luncheon meat through edgewise, bring it out, carefully not breaking it there, and just leave that hook point. Hopefully you can see that. Just pull that piece of meat off. There. Should be able to see it like that. So it's just hanging like that. And the reason I use a treble A on that is because I'm going to be using lighter weight. This carries a bit of weight itself, the luncheon meat. And if I don't get bites on these two, I'm going to keep ringing the change, and I will go down to smaller and smaller hooks. The object of the exercise is to try and catch something. Now, joke not, when I put this sweet corn out, I think I was getting bumped straight away. I think I'm going to need a heavier bobbin. This is sort of mid-late autumn. So the water temperature shouldn't be too cold. You see little dimples there? I've got polarising glasses on and I've got some bread thrown out. See what comes up. Pretty sure I've seen some reasonable rudd come up there. So maybe a float just there. Some of them are small fish, but I've seen some quite big ones. I think they are. I think they're rudd. What I've got to watch are the coots there that obviously see the dimples as well. I just lost a fish on the luncheon meat. So I tried the prawns here, these giant prawns, still a bit of ice in them. I've got a couple out. I'm going to try a piece of prawn down there because perch would be my target, really, primary species. That was a good fish I lost though. Just pinged off, that's all it was. The wind is pretty annoying. I'm rigged up finally, wait for this. 13-foot match rod here, it's 30-foot match rod, I've got my 5-6 pound line on. I'm going to be using a waggler float. Quite heavily shotted so it pips down, I don't know how many it takes. I've got 5 BB on there, so overly heavy. Quite shallow, quite short here. But, strange as you may seem, I don't know, it's about a number 8 shot there. I got a size, wait for this people, I can barely see it, a size 20 hook to about £1.5 line, I think it is. So I want to, you know, get off the mark here, I want to try and catch something, and I think it's going to be small hooks near the surface. I'm pretty sure there's a rudd there. I can't even get this hook put back in. You know, it's so small, I can't feel if it's stuck in my finger. There, it's in the ring. So I'm going to bring one of these in. Probably leave the prawn and switch those two over. Oh, there's a bit of company coming, cats. Switch those two over, put the prawn on the inside, take the sweet corn off this one, just float fish down, see what's down there. I've got some frozen maggots there, dead maggots. Dead maggots are always good, they don't come off the hook. So let's switch these rods over. Okay, so I've got a prawn right up under the bush there. I think I'm on back wind for safety. No, I'm not. Okay. I've been scattering a few loose old floaters over there. These are frozen maggots, look, you can see are just frozen and they're very, very black. So they are going to be floaters, but that's not a bad thing because rudd like coming up on the surface. I just have a feeling I've got those down as rudd. I must have really wanted to save these, so I double bagged them. There's dead maggots and casters. They've gone black where they've been frozen. I've got a lightweight catapult. And I just want to ping out a few at a go because I can definitely want to see what they are. Big fish splashing around. Look. Don't know if anybody's caught any yet. See, all these maggots are just leftovers from other fishing trips. I don't waste anything. There we go. All right, we're going to follow up with one on the hook. I've got to use this pink towel, guys, because I can't see this hook. It's like ridiculous. Right. They are there. I feel a first cast coming here. I cast past the fish and then bring it in. Check the drags I'm on. Oh, he's straight on it. They're going to be... Oh, there you go. There you go. Let's see what they are. Now let's see what they are. What a good job. I kept those frozen maggots, and it is indeed a skimmer. Well, there you go. Was that a roach? No. Let's have a look. That one's a roach. The hook's so small, even as barbless, I can barely get my hand out. So one roach, save the blank. Bait still on. I've definitely seen some rudd in there, sure. Might have to go to bed for them. That one popped off. There we go. Not a bad one, is he, you know? And I'm catching quite regularly, to be honest. I'm just going to tie. I'm just going to try and double maggots there. I'm sure they're going to be on it. I might miss quite a few. Better fish, guys. Better fish. I've got to go careful with them because I think it's about £1.5 hook. Oh yeah, look at this, look at this. I knew there was some decent rod out there. I knew it. There we go. What a beaut. You see just nicked there. So there's the tip of the day. Definitely worked for rudd, and that was 2 on that one. Well, I'd like to get perch, roach, rudd, bream, and eventually a carp. God, these hooks are unbelievable. I believe you can get these fish closer and closer and closer feeding. To be honest, I've just got that feeling I don't think I need to be too far over. Especially taking this on the drop. There's the float settled. One tweak, it's gone. Now watch this one. Small rudd. Man, there's some fish there. Look at that, straight in again. Another rudd I got that down as. Those small hooks do what you see why matchmen use them. Right. Lovely looking fish. And they feed these fish through the ear apparently. Nick was telling me, the owner. He said they have to. So he's a farmer. He said it's like looking after livestock. You've got to look after your livestock. Notice guys, I haven't even fed. I'm just casting because they actually come to the sort of splash of the float. Oh, come away from there. Yeah, they were rudd, I thought they were. Now I'm going to try a pellet of bread. There he goes. I wonder if they are close in. Not quite so fast with the bite, about another 6 or 8 feet out, because obviously that's where I've fed off the edge of that willow. Just to show you, there is, if I go that, I hear the float hit. Look, straight on, straight on. I just told us that you can see those maggots are absolutely black from one assumes freezer burn. And they're still catching fish. I would say they've been in the freezer. Oh, I had a bite on the way down. Probably been in the freezer 2 years. And of course you can just bump this float every now and then. I actually do like making the splash because that helps. When the float goes in, it does help out. That looks silver. I think this might be a roach. He came off, so we never know. I think they come to the splash of that float. Get him in a bit faster. No, it's a rudd all the way. Let's give him a little bit of feed here. That will send them pretty nuts. I'm going to try tiny pellet of bread, and because the hook's so small I just pinch it flat around the whole of the hook once. They'll probably end up knocking it off, and we'll just see. Turn the fish over. I might be needing a bigger hook, to be honest guys. The 20 is very efficient at catching lots of small fish, but it does have its limitations. Got a lovely bit of late autumn, early sunshine coming through here. Gratefully accepted. No, they're having the bread as well, people. There you go. Calm down, Liddy. So, do I try a piece of single grain of sweet corn? That should thin the small fish out of it. Probably going to get bites and miss them, I don't know. And a bang straight away. Oh, wait guys, wait. Single grain of sweet corn has actually got a bigger fish. Oh, it's just swingable. Yeah. Fat one. Fat one, that one. Fat one, that one. Oh, that's going to catch on. Try that again. So you can see what I'm doing, even with a small hook. The size 20, which is incredibly small for me. Let's give them a handful of goodies. You can see how they're going to scoff all your ground bait, guys. I've got some pellets as well I can feed them, and they might not get through those quite so quickly. Well, at the moment it's every throw a coconut. A warbird up there, fully tooled up with missiles and machine guns, rocket launchers, ground bait, maggots, he's got the lot. That's the helicopter to fish from, that one. Aerial combat on the fish. So I'm now going to plumb the depths. I've got a plumb bob here, can you see that? It's all for beginners, our programs are all for beginners. You put your hook through that brass eye, or whatever type it is, bring it round, put in the cork. This plumb bob's about 40 years old. Now you'll see it pulls the float under. I'm going to do it right in here. Assuming it does, and it does, just. It pulls it, I'll go out a bit further, you guys can see it. Right, so it's going to pull the float under, it's too heavy. So I need to come up and bring my float up further. I deepen it, I'm deepening the float like this. Well, there's a bite on the right, I'm watching it. It's not registering on the bobbin, in the buzzer. I've seen the bobbin move. Right, so we just go back to plumbing the float while we wait for that fish to take. I lower it down. Right, now you can see I've plumbed the depth there. I can see the lead. It's not pulling the float under. Whereas if I go out farther, there, look, see, it's pulled the float straight under. I come back in where it's shallower. Float's perfect. So there's a ledge there, watch. If I go out in 6-inch segments, watch. There. See, it's gone down now. Lift it up, bring it in a little bit, immediately. So there's a ledge. You don't have to fish very far out to get a decent depth here. So I'm going to go over there and try and see what depth we've got over there. I'm going to change these over to a lighter, from the ultralight bob into one a little bit heavier. Now they might result in a drop bite. I don't know. Just tighten up on that. I'm about 7 feet deep, and I hope that the float is set right, sitting up a little bit, so I'm pretty sure I'm on the bottom. Rather than a ripping underbite, I'm probably going to get one that slides away more. I can see it pulling because I can see the line pulling from my rod top in the water. Ah, depth has done it, guys. One of the other target species is on here. It is indeed a bream. That virtually took on the drop. There we go. Yep, that's a bream. Let's have a look at him. So by going deeper, you can see the rudder near the surface. And there we go, a nice bream. Just nicked there. As soon as I started feeding a bit of ground bait, I get a better fish. Wow, good start on the deeper float. I'm going to put a bunch of corn on here. I've got a feeling they're still going to take it. Here we go. 4 grains of corn. always like peeling this. Well, I don't enjoy getting it off the line. But one matchman told me it's because with bream slime it makes the line stand out, but I just thought it was the actual, it tells the other fish that they shouldn't be taking that bait, you know, that type of thing. So, oh, there we go, it's sinking, a small fish have got me. There we go, small fish wouldn't even let that go away, wasp. They wouldn't even let that go down deep enough. Shouldn't complain, look at this. Shouldn't complain, people, should we really? Gonna try, say 2 grains of corn, like 20, which totally smothers the hook. But it might just let them get down. Because obviously the smaller fish are just hammering it on the way down. And try and feed some of them off. I would think you can't feed anything off in this swim. They're on it already, I can see them dinking away at it. There he goes, there he goes. It's going to be a small one, yeah. Look at that, 2 grains of corn. Oh, I can't get away from them. Guys, I've put 2 BB shot down by the hook. And they're still hammering me. That's ridiculous. There must be a huge number of roach and there must be a huge number of these running here. Well, I think you'd agree. I had some really good float fishing. Look, if I did this all afternoon, I'd absolutely fill up, wouldn't I? I want to get on the bottom, see if there's any bream there. I've had that one, bumped a couple of others on the ledger. I've now gone to luncheon meat down there. It's gone a little bit quiet, and I'm going to go to a bigger hook, because that size 20 I'm striking and I'm missing a couple of fish. So I'll go to a bigger hook, maybe a 14 or something like that. Well, got one on the ledger at long last, guys. That's a better fish, not a roach. Yeah, that's a bream. That one is quite a feisty little bream. That was on 2 grains of sweet corn, so it paid to change from the luncheon meat. Here he comes. He's in. Decent sized bream, so a good little session so far. Well, it's gone a bit quiet, both on the link ledger bread and on the float. Had more bream, more rudd. I think basically it's all the rudd I want to catch there if I want to catch them. It's gone a little bit quiet. I'm trying to think I might just have a walk around the other 2 lakes. I've got about 2 hours before it's dark. And I've got to get set up if I am going to stay in a bivvy. No carp at all at the moment, so float's just over there on the left. I'm in the same spot, I haven't tried anywhere else. I've seen nothing come up down here, no movement, feeding. A few people have gone home now, so I might check that other lake out and just have a walk up there. Quite a few carp just popping their heads out and going down. It's sort of like they're not really feeding somehow. I think I've seen 1 5-pounder caught. So this is the left-hand lake as you look at it from the car park. Nobody fishing this one. It looks cool, it looks cool and relatively fishless, but I can assure you there's plenty of fish in here. So I think I did a float fishing for bream one here a few years ago. I haven't been here for a few years. And I think they put these barley straw bales in there trying to keep the algae down and keep the water clear. Quite a few. I've seen it in the other lakes as well. We've got beautiful colours in this, in the automates. Been cut back with a lovely red there. So I'm going to walk down the other lake, see what's there. I mean, in summer this would be perfect for floater fishing here. It's relatively sheltered, as you can see, and you get all the way around it, plenty of swims. But I don't see anything moving on the top. I'm going to try the third lake. Yeah, these lovely colours these leaves have got, look. Real autumnal colours there. I feel an autumnal temperature tonight too if I do stay the night. Kind of surprised I haven't had a carp, to be honest, but then I'm not really going out targeting them yet. It's up to them whether they want to move in on the corn and stuff like that. So this one is the third lake, which is sort of, as you can see, it's long. It's not particularly narrow. This is the widest point here. But again, good numbers in here. I don't see anything moving though. Oh, there's a chap around, I won't disturb him around there, I'll try here. Give it a little go here for 5-10 minutes. See if anything comes up. Just gonna be bred all the way here, so I'll see if anything comes on the surface. Now I've covered an area, 20 yards, about 20 yards there. It's got that sort of look about it and nothing's going to come up, but trust me, in the summer this is a place to come if you want to catch them on a fly as well. Oh, there you go. I'm not saying they're going mad, but that was a fish. What I do find happens, the activity of one feeding will invariably draw in others. The breads come out of the freezer as well. Everything I've got is a freezer clear out. See, that fish hasn't come back there, so I tend to move along a bit, scatter them all along. Could be around this tree somewhere. Who knows? Right, hook bait's going to be a piece of crust. It's not the world's best bread, having been in the freezer. I'm going to use no weight at all. Just going to take this off. I've already seen a fish there. That was a decent fish. That was a halfway decent fish. Just came up there, guys. Couple of fish moving down there. Let's just move. See how we can move up and down, people. Look. There you go. There's a bit of activity. Out we go, right in the middle of them, right in the middle. Right in the middle of them. Here he comes. Ooh, we're looking at it, they're just here on to the left. Here he comes, here he comes. Turned away, you monkey. I just like to see the fish up for a second or two. Generally, if you can get it in front of their nose, that's a good fish move by that swell. Look how many fish are moving now. Especially that one. There we go. Look, I've got fish moving up there, and down there, and I hooked one here. That took 5 minutes. Haven't got the fish, of course. Haven't got the fish, Graeme. I did say there's some good fish in here. I'd say it's a common, yeah, it's a common carp. And he's going well. Very well. Ooh, 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 digging. Oh, I want to cast for that one though. That's a big one over there. Here he comes. He's in. And he is about 5 pounds. So, we're getting some decent fish, boys. Yeah, I'll be pleased to catch a 10 chat big. Put them about 5. Right by it, guys, right by it. Nope. Still looking for it. Oh, how did I miss that one? On again, boys. Just walking him back a little bit. They're a little bit twitchy, but I've got to go and get back set up in a minute, so I'll spend about 20 minutes here. I've noticed with the commons, almost the, I know I'm only on an Avon rod, but almost the harder you fight them, the harder they fight back. But he's in, he's toast. He is toast. Yes, sir. Well, no perch, but bream, rudd, carp. I chucked some back there and I've moved down the downwind end thinking the fish would be there and they're not. They've gone straight back up here. So let's see if I can spot one more. Beautiful evening, but they're giving a lot of rain coming in tonight, so I guess that's coming from the northwest. There's one. Right in amongst it. Another fish moved up there. Now the wind's drifting a little bit too fast for me. Well, I've come back to the first lake, guys. That breeze is picking up quite a bit. It doesn't look it here, but it's picking up, and I know they're giving rain tonight. I've got all the gear, got the bivvy, got Mike's gear, got everything for staying the night. Well, I just phoned the wife, and I was going to have a big cook up here. I just don't know what to do. Do I want to rig it all up? And the thing is, all these bream around, are they going to keep me awake? I don't need a sleepless night. Well, I do, but with a nice big fish, great big fat carp. And I've had some carp now. So I think I'll probably, it looks a fabulous evening. Absolutely lovely setting there, beautiful with the sun like that. I had something move down here where I put some bait. In fact, I'm going to sneak up, guys, so I can see something. Wait a minute. There's something moving just down there. Look at the ripples coming up. Hang on a minute. All is not lost. Think. Yeah, I'm thinking of maybe going home, going in the tackle shack and doing my cook up there. And that way I don't get wet and I haven't got to pack up or anything. Because I've had some good fishing today. Look at that rip in there. If you look where my net is, there were swells coming up there. I wonder if I can sneak one more fish out. I've lost another bream. Look at this, there's a fish moving there, guys. He's moved now, I think. I might just put a little bit more corn down there quietly. Let's take that bread out. Yeah, I think what I could do, I could fish till dusk, and I've got some grub, but I might just drive home. Oh, he's come back, son of a gun. Look at the swells. Let me lose this shot. That's so annoying. One good fish will finish it. Terrible, isn't it? Fishing, what it does to you, sends you balmy. There we go. That's a big hook. Ooh. Look, decent sized bream, guys, really. There we go. On bread. I find that quite bizarre. I've seen swirls coming up there where I dropped that bait in, but I'll be darned if I can see the fish there. Oh, there he is. No, he's spooky, boy, he's spooky. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay my bait there on the bottom. Just leave it like that with the drag back loose a second. Tell by the amount of bread in front of my swim, guys. There's fish have just come up, it's ridiculous. There's just fish coming up everywhere. I should have caught a decent fish here, guys. There's been some really big ones coming up, to be honest. This isn't one of the big ones, but it's a nice fish. Oh wow, yeah. They just suddenly started coming up in the last 15 minutes. Could be a pinger, it could be a pinger, I don't know. There's even a fish down here, guys. Try and keep him where he is. These bales of hay, barley seem to be moving around quite a bit. Oh, it's a twangy old fight. That's a twangy old fight. Here he goes. That's a twangy old fight. Come on, fish. Just one. One to finish off with. It's a common. He's coming. He's coming. Oh, we've got a big humpback to it. Come on. He's in. Yes, sir. Wow, that's a big one. Result, people. This one is definitely going to save me staying up all night. Not the world's greatest mouth, but there we go. All over me, all over me. There you go. That's a lump about, I don't know, somebody might know its name's Susan or whatever, but it's about 12 pounds. Let's get it back. Wow, super fish. Well, you saw me throwing bread out earlier on, guys. Absolutely nothing was there. Now there's some really good fish. I can't get bread out there quick enough. Some good fish were showing. Why were they not coming up earlier on? I don't understand that. There was one. You guys won't see, but the bread is still there. Now I need to see him cruising. It's what I need to see him cruising. There's one. Nice fish. I might put too much bread out there now, they've got too much choice. Now he's moved. Two of them there. I can't get an angle on them. I need to get them in that dark shadow line. See down here, it's shiny. You can't see the mouth close. And they're not ripping with a line. You won't feel them take. You need to be able to see them in that dark shadow line. I'll click off until I get a hook up, if I get a hook up. And the clock's ticking, the sun is going down. This is the witching hour. Or in my case, the witching half hour. Got him, boys. Good fish. This is a double. If I can get him away from those bushes. He's gone straight for the bushes. He's going for the bushes. This is good fish. Well, one battery's gone down. I'm hoping I've got enough in this other camera to at least show you a fish if I get him out. It's a good one. I might have to take him early. This is a big one. I don't know what to say, boys. I think it's a smaller fish. Because I know when fish is like this, they're not going to go through the night. There's little point in me staying all night with baits on the bottom because they've not been on the top all day. They've only come up for a very short period. Smaller fishes. The head cam's gone out anyway. I see the grey clouds coming. I think I'm making the right decision here. Guys, I don't know what to say, it's another common, about 10, 11. Not a bad old lump to close out with. So there we go, people. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to do my cook up now. I'm going to do it back in the tackle shack. I'm going to fish this last 20 minutes out. I'm going to think I better call it, guys. I've talked about this rain coming in. It's gone quiet by the very, very odd one coming up. Over the back here, a rainbow, and the arc goes from there all the way. I'll see if I can zoom in there for you. But if there's a rainbow, someone's getting the rain, and I think I better pack up. Got to admit, that's an absolute picture across the lake there. Absolutely beautiful. It would have been a nice night maybe to stay out, but my gut feeling is, with not much moving during the day, there's just a very short feeding spell when they're on the top like that, and I just got that gut feeling they're not going to go down on the bottom, which is where I'd need them unless I want to stay up all night. What a session though. Well, for some reason, people, the bream seem to like the bread over the sweet corn now. So I'm just going to keep ploughing on with the bream, and I think probably stick with the bread. So, into my bivvy. Now listen, I could have put the bivvy out, I could have stayed all night, but we'll talk about it while I'm having a cook up in here. I can't cook up in a bivvy. If I put the bivvy up, it's going to be wet. So, what better place to try than a tackle shack? Unfortunately, I would have liked to use the G stove there, but it's going to take me a while to get it all fired up. So I'm going to be using the cookers. You know, little camping cookers I was going to be using anyway on that fishing trip. Wow, I certainly made the right decision. It's drizzling and horrible out there. Give me 5 minutes to get set up and I'll be with you. We've got some goodies to cook up here. You can see, I had to pack up in the dark. Right, let me get organised. It's going to be a bit flattery. Ketchup, don't forget the ketchup. That was some fishing trip, boys. That was a real turnaround. Let me get this stuff sorted out and I'll be with you. I suppose I could cook I've got 2 tables here, couldn't I? And then I could talk to you as well. I could put both tables here. Let's try this. Let's see if we can get this set up for you people. The benefit of having an entire tackle cabin that I built myself from scratch. Is this going to work? What do you think? I think this could be a cooking show, people. It's got to be easier than in a rain-soaked bivvy. It's going to get warm in here as well. Wow, we have heat. Oh my God, the frying pan's actually level, guys. Cooking oil. Get some in there. That's a lot of cooking oil, Graeme. Into this. Still a bit crooked, isn't it? Who built this shed? It's crooked. Into there we're going to put burgers. I've got some sliced potatoes. I've got a mushroom, after a fashion. So slice these up, put on the lid. I was going to do all this, you see, in the bivvy. I thought that'd be good, but this is the next best thing when it's raining and horrible and I've had a load of fish anyway. It's going to be messy. It's definitely going to be messy. Oh yeah. So, you might ask me why I packed up fishing while I'm doing this. The truth is, I sort of don't know, because I had those 3 double-figure carp right at last knockings, but when they come up like that, and then just as the sun sets, they sort of go off the boil a bit, and that's hard to describe. It's sort of, I don't know, it's like an experience thing, I suppose is what it is. Well, nearly. Then there's sort of no point in staying. I just have the feeling, look, there must be other guys out there who know what I'm talking about when I was saying, you get a sort of a gut feeling when you've done a lot of night sessions, is that it's just not going to happen. And I had the feeling when they came up so quickly like that, Graeme, that's very hot. When they came up so quickly, and the fact that I hadn't had anything during the day, makes me wonder, that was the feeding spell. And the saying is, it's an American saying, it's very, very true, be there when they bite. That's right. I am about to bite, yes. Yes, indeed. Of course, I could have eaten indoors, of course I could have done. But I just thought it's a bit of fun. It's a cook-up. It would have been an absolute pain doing all this in the bivvy. No hand wipe. Lovely. On here, I'm going to have the culinary delights of the cooking, totally awesome cooking, is going to be baked beans, sautéed potatoes, mushrooms and cheeseburger. You are so right. Even if I had done it on the bank, there's no way I'm dying of starvation. No idea how long these are going to take, these big boys. £1/4 pound, so I'm eating a £1/4 pound, not of raw beef, but of beef. And cheese, I've no idea what's going to happen to that. Let's move this over there. So, move you guys a little bit closer. There's my setup. I haven't put the beans on yet, but I have got the burger in and the sauté potatoes. They are going to take quite a bit longer to cook. I'm just going to seal that. That's better. Just flip these. Now I've got 4 of these this morning. And wifey has already nailed one. She said they're very nice. They are the local supermarket's premium burgers. We'll find out. So the beans, they can go on a bit later. Out here, voila. Out here it started drizzling and it's pretty yucky. So here is the safest place. Shame I couldn't get the old G stove going, but listen, this is going to do the same thing. So for those of you worried about the fact I'm cooking in an enclosed area, I have got the door open, although I should, cooking with gas I suppose, have a carbon monoxide, and it is knocking around here somewhere, but who knows where it is. Probably got a flat battery, because it's like, I tend to use this more in the winter. Yeah, as I was saying while this is cooking, it just, you get a sort of a hunch or a gut feeling, and I've done lots of nights, years and years ago when I was a younger man. The thing is, you don't want to waste your time. Now, I could go fishing all night, and I probably would be woken up a lot by bream, and I probably would get extra carp as well. But I'm not going to get any better film than what I've got at the moment, because it's not so good filming at night, even though I've got this big giant floodlight there. It's not, you know, the same, is it? But the thing is, you've got to know when you can get older to pull the pin. And I can't give you the advice of younger people. Graeme, what made you can it? Well, listen, it's just the way those fish were feeding those carp. The bream were probably gone all night, or they did shut down a little bit on the float. There's no point staying when I just know my gut feeling is telling me, Graeme, don't waste your time all night. It's not that time of evening. They give a bit of bad weather coming in. That could shut them down. That could be that very small feeding period, and I was there at the right time, and boy, did I cash in. I might have got another one, but after I saw that rainbow, I didn't really want to push it and have to pack up everything in the wet. Nor did I want to erect the bivvy in the wet. Then I'm wet for sleeping in. Don't ever sleep in damp clothes, guys. You will pay a terrible price, especially at this time of year. As my granny used to say, if you get a cold on your kidney, oh my word. Well, she never did tell me what happened when you do get a cold in your kidneys. Have you guys, the older guys, have you heard about that? Don't, for God's sake, don't get a chill on your kidneys. I've got this stuff to warm me up as well. A small miniature bottle, the daughter got me that. It is a JP Chenet. It's a Merlot. It's spelled Merlot. I like a lot, but I've only got a small one. I'm not a great lover of that one, but I do like Mike drinks it. It's a Malbec. It's a red Malbec. Mike and I both like red wines. Daughter doesn't drink at all. Well, she does, Malibu. Does Malibu count? She likes that. And wifey drinks white wine. I don't mind a white wine for lunch, but I do actually like the taste of red wine. Now, hopefully this burger is getting on the way. The chips will take a long time. There's something about just cooking like this, isn't there? Is it the naked flame cooking it? I mean, I'm close to cooking it outdoors. I'm only 4 feet away from the outdoors. But there is something about it, isn't there? You get these canisters, guys, in cold weather, if you shake them a lot, and actually if you warm a canister up, stick it up your jumper or something, it's like knocks. It will get you going. Now out of these two burners, they're both pretty good. I do like the low one. They're both Mike's. I stole them both off Mike. He shouldn't have left them up here because they're gone. I like the low one. This, you know, it's okay. It's got to be a dead flat surface, and it's a bit sort of wobblicious, isn't it? It could go sort of anywhere. But it, you know, it heats things. It's fine. But I feel this one, being low, the leg spread is better. The only thing is, if you go beach fishing and stuff, you have to try and get it level to get it, you know, cooking level. Beans are on the way. Time for the mushrooms. Who stole them? Let's get them in. I was going to do onions, I've got to put them in. No, I should do it. This is my killer knife. It slices whatever I want it to slice. Hopefully not my fingers. I don't know whether it's an army knife or what, but it's got like finger grips, a little tag in here. It's obviously a serious knife. I've had it years. Used to play with these, I think, that type of knife when we were kids. But when I say kids, I'm talking 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old. Dangerous? Well, only dangerous. Look, The knife doesn't hurt people, it's people that hurt people. Right, don't turn these over. Oh yeah. This is where the saying comes from. Now we're cooking on gas. I'm just going to break up a bit, I'm not bothered. This is so much easier than trying to cook this in the confines of the bivvy. So people, listen, if you do get bad weather, which I've had, do make sure that you don't cook right inside the bivvy. Do not zip it up and think, oh, I'll keep it nice and warm. It's a recipe for disaster. You need to cook outside really. And of course, if it gets too hot, it's going to melt the plastic of the ground sheet. So if the weather's a bit borderline, it's going to queer up the fishing big time. So that was a great session, boys. I had really nice rudd. Can you see how diverse a bait you can use? Dead maggots, just frozen black ones. It doesn't make any difference. They were 2 years old in the freezer for sure. So you can have really old bait. I use all old bait anyway. Sweet corn's been in the freezer. I didn't even use a second bag of sweet corn. I caught on prawns. Now I didn't get my perch, did I? But just snipping up with a pair of scissors, pieces of prawn. Look, you can't cast it a long way, you get in close with it, with a waggler float or ledger in like I used link ledger. You can do that as well. Bread, pellets of bread. I caught on everything, those rudd, took everything, and I had a good stamp of rudd. I feel if I had to use live maggots, I would have got really small these little things like the length of your finger. So don't neglect going through all the different baits there. I think I better make use of this bottle. It's a funny shape to it. Would have been good fun doing an all-nighter. But look, November, well, next week. Cheers, guys. That was a good day's fishing. Flies and badgers. Beep. Did you also notice I was using a size 20 to about a pound and a half link at the bottom. Barely see the hook with either a single or double maggot, and I was catching, but the rub was so aggressive I went to £6 straight through a size 14 hook and I was still catching. But by plumbing the depth and going down deeper on the bottom, imagine the rudder all up the top half of the lake, as they don't eat everything, some of it goes down quickly. As long as it gets to the bottom, that's where you're going to pick your better fish up generally, i.e. the bream. And all the bream came on the bottom because they were down on the ground bait. So if you were fishing for bream and you didn't want the roach and the rudd, make sure you use quite a firmish ground bait that goes down quickly. Put your hook feed in amongst it. It could be frozen maggots, dead maggots, live maggots, sweet corn. So it takes it through the small fish down to the lake bed. And then make sure you anchor the float with a tiny small shot, just wag the float on the bottom. Because if you're ledgering, it doesn't make any difference. You've got your swim feed, you've got your ledger, like I'm using a link ledger, that's on the bottom anyway, and that's how I caught those bream. I think we're getting close. So there we go, guys, all done. Check that out. A meal fit for a king. Well, fisherman anyway. I'm so lucky to have this tackle shack to do stuff like this in. I mean, other people would have gone in the potting shed or something like that, but this is custom built for survival. I've stayed overnight in here actually. I think we did a co-sponsored one with Mike. Oh yeah. This is the way to go bivvying. Lovely and warm in there. Raining pattering outside. I've caught a load of fish and I've got a nice hot meal and a glass of red wine.